Hello, welcome. I'm Tani, and today I'm leading you through a Power Vinyasa class that I consider to be on that intermediate side. You're going to have the opportunity to practice the arm balance of crow. You're also going to have the opportunity to practice a headstand if you wish. Obviously, you know your body best, you know your health best, so take the options that work best for you today. Also, if crow pose is new to you, that you are still working on mastering that pose, I'm going to link a tutorial in the description box below that I think you might find helpful. So get anything that you need, like a block, a towel, and then when you're ready, meet me down in a seated position on the mat. So we're going to take our hands and rest them on our knees. I invite you to close your eyes. Begin to turn your attention inward to your body and your breath. Breathing deeply. Deep breaths help us to de-stress and introduce some calmness into our body and into the space around us. Knowing and reminding yourself that you are strong, beautiful, and capable of not only the things that might arrive on the mat, but also off the mat as well. Begin to open the eyes, reach the arms over the head. Interlacing the fingers, press the palms up, breathe in. As you exhale, press the arms away from you, rounding your spine. Inhale up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, over to the left. Lifting back up. Round the spine. Press, draw your chin towards your chest. Lifting up. And again, lean it over to one side. And up. Over to the other side. Good, and up. We're going to do that one more time. Round, chin to chest. Lift, sit up tall. Lean as you open up the side body. And lift. Good. Open up to the other side. And up. And then release your hands down to your sides. Meet me in a tabletop position. And I'm going to ask today that you take the toes down into the mat. We're going to find bird dog pose with the right arm forward and left leg back. And I would like you to flex your foot and really lengthen through the heel. So the toes are pointed down and you're lengthening through the fingertips. Back to tabletop. Switching sides, left arm, right leg. Again, find your pose. Back to tabletop with the toes down. Breathe in and hover the knees off the mat. And release. Let's do that again. Inhale, bird dog pose. And tabletop. Switch sides. And tabletop. Hover the knees, round through that upper back. Belly lifts and drop. Again, lengthen. And down. And lengthen. And down. Breathe in, hover. And release. We're going to do that 2 more times through at your own pace. Now on this last one, I'm going to invite you to hold that hover. Take your time getting there. Then when you're there, hover those knees, press, fingers are slightly spread, belly's lifting. Really start to build some heat in that core section. And then step back to a high plank, downward facing dog. As you lift your hips up, begin to pedal out your feet. And then find your pose. Breathe in, come forward into a plank. Breathe out, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Last time. Look forward and step the feet to the hands. Deeply bend your knees, ragdoll pose, cradle the elbows in the opposite palms. And sway. Good. Find some stillness right here in the center. Releasing the hands down to the mat. Begin to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Firming the legs. Shoulders down your back, mountain pose. Reach the arms over the head. Exhale, forward fold. As you lengthen your back, step the left foot back and drop the knee for a low lunge. Sweep the arms up. Cactus your arms, open the chest. Bringing the hands down to the mat, step back for high plank. Shift forward, lower your body to the mat. Lift the chest into cobra. Press back to downward facing dog. Extend the left leg up for 1 leg dog. Bring that knee through the chest to step the foot forward, back knee to the mat, kneeling lunge. Again, sweep your arms up and then back for cactus arms. Hands to the mat. Lift the back knee, step the back foot forward, lengthen your spine, half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Bringing the hands to prayer at your hearts. Again, inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, step the right foot back. Coming into that kneeling lunge, sweep the arms forward. Cactus your arms, open the chest. Hands to the mat, high plank. Shift forward, lower your body all the way to the mat, elbows in. Lift into cobra. Downward facing dog. Sweeping the right leg up. Bring the foot forward. Left knee to the mat. Kneeling lunge, reach up and open. Hands to the mat. Back foot steps forward, lengthen to your half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rising up. And hands to heart center. Inhale, high mountain. Forward fold. This time as you lengthen, step that left foot back and rise up into a high lunge. Cactus your arms, take the eyes up. Sweep the hands down, high plank. Chaturanga. Flipping the feet over, upward facing dog. Hips, knees off the mat. Down dog. Extend, left leg up. Stepping it forward. High lunge. And cactus open. Bringing the hands to the mat as the back foot steps forward. Lengthen your spine. Forward fold. Inhale, high mountain. Hands to the heart center. So we should be building some heat. We're going to do that one more time through. Breathe in, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. As you lengthen, the right foot steps back. High lunge. Open the chest. Hands to the mat, high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. One leg dog, lift the right leg up. Stepping the foot forward. High lunge. Cactus your arms. Hands to the mat, back foot steps forward. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Hands to the heart center. Beautiful. Sit back into chair pose. Begin to sweep the arms behind you. We're going to add a bind. You can always use a towel or strap here. So bound chair. Bound forward fold. Release the hands to the mat. Lengthen half lift. Step back. High plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Take about 3 breaths here. Look forward, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Sit back into chair pose. Sweep the arms behind you. Add your bind. Begin to lean forward. Lift the left leg for a bound warrior 3. So we're trying our best to level our hips. Toes are down, foot flexed. Begin to reach your arms over your head. You are strong. Step back to a high lunge. We're going to keep the hands separated. Just take the eyes up. Sweep the arms back to the mat. Moving into balancing half moon. Right hand out on the mat in front of you. Lift the left leg. Open the chest and hips to the side. Great place for a block. If you need it under that right hand. Carefully transition to warrior 2. Take your time getting there. Begin to straighten your leg, reach forward, extended triangle. Circle that arm. Take the hands down to frame the foot, pyramid pose. So you might have to adjust that back foot. Start to bend that knee, find a low lunge, so that left foot might need to step back a little more. From here, reach that right arm forward. Begin to roll to the outer edges of both feet. Then lift back up into that lunge. Again, drop. It's a great stretch for the hips, also strengthens your core muscles. Last time, one leg dog, right leg lifts up. Come forward to a one leg plank. Hold for 5. Moving into plank pose. Shift forward. We're going to do 3 chaturangas. Lower down. Press up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press. Last one, chaturanga. And press, downward facing dog. Beautiful, breathe. You can always take a child's pose here. Looking forward, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sweep the arms behind you with the opposite finger on top. Add your bind. Begin to lean forward. Bound warrior 3 as the right leg lifts up. Toes point down. Hips level. Release your bind. Reach those arms forward. Use the strength you have with you today. You can do this. Step back, crescent lunge. Big circle with the arms, hands to the mat. Balancing half moon, lift the right leg up. Warrior 2. Begin to straighten the forward leg, triangle pose. You want to be sure you're lengthening through both side waist, moving into that extension, bringing that bicep by the ear, eyes to the ceiling. Circle that arm down and around. Pyramid pose, straightening both legs. Bending the left knee, right foot steps back for that lunge. Left arm forward. Get ready to rotate, roll to the outer edge of both feet. And then lift back up. Again, drop. And lift. So be sure the feet are flexed. One leg dog, lift that left leg up high. Moving forward into a one leg plank. Hold for 5. High plank, release both feet. 3, chaturanga, push-ups or lifts. Exhale, drop. Inhale, float up. Again, so you want to keep the legs firm, the core muscles firm. Downward facing dog. Take those breaths, 3 to 5 here. Walk your feet to the edges of the mat. Start to turn the toes out. Walk the hands back. Yogi squat, drop the hips. Hands find the mat. Walk it forward. High plank. Downward facing dog. Bringing the feet to the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, rise. High mountain. Hands to the heart center. So we're going to give you the opportunity now to practice that crow pose. If you would prefer not to, I'm going to take you into a yogi squat, which we just practiced at the back of the mat. So that is your option. If you want to practice crow with me, reach up. Come into your forward fold, but bend the knees, eyes forward. So I just sometimes easier to bring people into it from a higher position. Taking the knees onto the triceps, eyes forward. Begin to shift your weight. Maybe lifting one or both feet up. Releasing the feet, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to the heart center. We're all going to go into that yogi squat now. Turn the toes out. Start to drop the hips. Back nice and straight. So you, of course, are welcome to stay here or hands to the mat. Second opportunity here to practice crow. I'm going to take just a moment to wipe the sweat. So when you're going into this, in order to balance, you're going to need to stack your elbows over your wrist. Releasing the feet. If you're in the yogi squat, bring your feet back hip distance apart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Flowing through the vinyasa, lengthen. Step or float back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Taking the knees to the mat, sit back into child's pose. Begin to come forward and take your forearms to the mat. Step back for a forearm plank. And it is a little sweaty in here. I'm going to have to wipe my forearms. Hold that plank. From here, move into dolphin pose by bringing the feet forward. So you're gazing through the feet, through the knees, chest pressing back. Taking the knees to the mat, child's pose. Again, move forward into that forearm plank. This time, clasp your hands together, interlacing your fingers. Continue to press your forearms down into the mat. Come forward into a dolphin pose. So you can stay right here, or you'll place the top of the head on the mat. The hands create a cup for the back of the head. Walk the feet forward, and then maybe try your headstand. So you're always welcome to hit pause, move over to a wall, come out of your pose, child's pose, rest. So I know that's how I learned, is I'd go over to a wall. Some of you might prefer a tripod headstand. I just use the forearms today. Come forward into downward facing dog. Looking to the top of the mat, bring your feet forward. Inhale, rise up, high mountain pose. Bringing the hands to the heart center. We're going to practice dancer pose today. One more balanced posture, balancing on the right foot. Serve the platter, grab the inside of the left. Extend and lift. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Other side, balance on the left, grabbing the inside of the foot. Actively press the foot into the hand to lift the leg. And mountain pose. Beautiful job. Let's do a sun salutation to return to the mat. Forward fold. Inhaling. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Move forward into a plank and then lower your body to the mat. Practicing bow pose today, bending both knees, sweep the hands to your ankles, and again, Press into your hands and lift the chest. And release, child's pose. We're going to come into down dog, and we're going to prepare to move into pigeon pose. Beginning on the right side, lift that right leg. Bring the knee in and out to the side. Moving into that sleeping pigeon as we walk the hands forward, dropping the chest towards the mat. Begin to walk the hands in. We're going to sweep that back leg around. Boat pose. Really nice posture. Careful here you don't hold your breath. Begin to add some extensions to the arms, the legs. Then as you come down, cross the ankles, hands to the mat, step or float back. Downward facing dog. Moving into pigeon pose on the left. One leg dog. Bring that knee in, over to the side. And again, begin to walk it out. So if you have a block, if you feel like you're leaning over to one side, you can always just place a block under that hip if you need that support. Begin to bring the arms in, lifting the chest. Swing the legs around. And boat pose. Full extension. Try again. Find your balance. Then come forward, cross the ankles, step or float. Down dog. We're going to take the knees to the mat. We're going to sit back into a child's pose, but as we do, take that right arm and thread the needle underneath you, keeping the left arm forward. Begin to lift. We're going to come forward and do the same thing on the other side. So as you sit back, thread that needle. Right arm continues to extend. Left arm is underneath you. Lift, come forward. Down dog. Now from here, you're going to bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, and then you can either choose to step or float and have a seat. Extending the legs, reach up, Seated fold, hinge forward, and lengthen. So sit up. You're going to take that right foot, bring the knee in, and then cross. Extending the left arm up, we're going to move into a seated twist, turning your gaze over that right shoulder. Begin to untwist, and just for fun, if you want to practice baby grasshopper, turn those right toes about 45 degrees, left hand here. I usually start with one hand print forward and back. Again, do what works for you. Reach the arm up. You come onto the inside of the knee, grab onto that foot or ankle. We start to rock, and when you're ready, lift, baby grasshopper. This is just an option, something fun to try. And release. Shake that out. So that is just a little fun little thing. Typically, that is one that most people get right after crow pose. At least it's been my experience. Bring that left knee in, cross it over, sit it up tall, right arm reaches, and seated twist. All right, untwist. So if you want to practice baby grasshopper on this side, foot about at a diagonal. Take the right hand by the hip. It goes out and back. At least that's the position that works for me. Left arm up, you reach forward. Maybe you grab onto the toes, the ankles, and it's really just the rock and roll. And then lift the hips, baby grasshopper, lift up. Hold it. So you're trying to press into the foot and hand evenly and release it down. How'd you do? Let me know how you did. If you need a tutorial on that one, I can add it. From here, reach up. We're going to extend over one more time. Lengthen, and then begin to roll it down nice and slow. Bringing the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Taking the feet to the mat. We're going to do one bridge pose with the option, if you want to go into wheel, you can. When you're ready, start to lift the hips away from the mat. Bridge, walk your shoulders together, down your back, maybe binding your hands. If you want to go into wheel pose, hands up by the ears, elbows should be straight up. Press into the hands, press the hips up for wheel. Begin to lower out of your pose. That's what I'm still practicing on, trying to make my wheels a little bit better. Bring the knees into the chest. Again, a little massage here for your back. We're going to move into happy baby today. So connect your back to the mat. Lift the ankles over the knees. I usually grab onto the big toes, peace fingers around the big toes, thumbs on top, and then guide the knees closer to the mat. Bringing the feet together, reclining butterfly. Placing the hands anywhere on your midsection, softly close your eyes. Deep breaths. Try to soften down into your mat. Moving into our final resting pose of Savasana. Extending the legs, arms at your sides. Rotate the palms up. Again, keeping the eyes closed. Bringing stillness and calmness into your body and your space. Take a deep breath in. Begin to wiggle the toes, the fingers, and rolling the wrist, the ankles, and reach the arms over the head. Full body stretch through the fingertips and the toes. And then bring your arms to your sides, bring your knees in, and roll to a resting position on your side. Pausing here. So repeat it with me. I am strong, I am beautiful, I am capable. Put that on repeat. Believe it. Anytime you doubt yourself, just put that on repeat. You are strong, you are beautiful, and you are capable. Let's go ahead and help yourself up to have a seat on your mat. You did beautifully. I know I say that every time, but you did. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Let's take a breath in together. Bringing the hands to our hearts. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thanks again for joining me for this practice. Have a blessed day.